second. Random Radio, Joe G, with Vinny G. We're gonna do one more segment on this because I don't know what was heard or what wasn't heard. We touched on something in the end of the last YouTube segment that I don't know if it got out there, but we're talking about the tragic loss and the injury of one brother and the loss of another brother, 15 and 16-year-old Benjamin and Peter Claudio, in a really bad car accident that has been misrepresented by the media, and a kid who was both beloved. The fire marshal had to come in his wake and tell people that there was just way too many people there.
Yeah.
And we were talking about memorials, and this is one thing that I want to get out there because there's just way too many of them. Those of you who are of Hispanic descent and or are familiar with the Hispanic culture would know that if somebody dies in a tragic accident, at the site of their death, they will put a little memorial with candles, teddy bears, different things like that. And we were talking about this memorial. I just want to say that I've seen way too many of them. And Vin, have you been to the memorial site?
Yeah, I was there a couple days after it happened. I think actually the night that it did happen. Yeah, the day it happened, I went there at night, and News 12 was there and stuff, and then they were interviewing people, and it was horrible. Like, you saw the skid marks, and they had like the lines drawn where it was, and I went up on the curb and the tree. I don't know, it's just terrible. But there was a lot of people there. A lot of people just gathered around it, remembering and everything.
As well that there should be. I mean, like, I don't know. And I told a story about how I was driving to try to find a job, because whatever, doesn't even matter at this point. And I saw one of those memorials, and sometimes you're driving and you look past them, you don't even give them a second thought. Like, well, why is there stuff taped to this pole? You know, why are there teddy bears and candles here? And I just figured it was important for people out there to know what this is, why people do that. And I think it's very important for you to remember the accident site, sort of like a word of caution, or maybe it makes you slow down if you know what these are.
Yeah.
Maybe to make you slow down a little bit more.
And that could, just a memorial, looking at it could save a life, because somebody could realize, hey, that happened to them. When I think it can't happen to me, it might just happen to me.
Yeah. And there was another guy, I read a story where he was like, I'm going to do all this stuff to my car, but now I'm not, because...
Yeah, that was my friend Daryl.
You know that Daryl?
Yeah, they interviewed him about it, and he was cool with them too. And then he was just like, oh, he wanted to do a bunch of stuff with his car, but now he doesn't even know, because a lot of people are scared to get out there, and just now scared to drive, because that kind of thing, it really opens your eyes, kind of. You're just like, oh, it could happen to anybody, because if it happened to like as good of a kid as Peter, then it really could happen to anybody.
I guess it really doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are. I guess it's more like the wrong place, the wrong time. I mean, no matter if this, I mean, they said it was because, or my mom said it was because maybe he wasn't a seasoned driver, and yeah, maybe a seasoned driver could have regained control of the car. But I mean, even me driving for 4 or 5 years,
There's so many things that could happen. You don't even know.
Yeah, it's luck. It's about being in the right place at the right time, or the wrong
Split-second
place.
decision.
Yeah, and no matter how much sleep you've had the night before, no matter how much coffee you've drank, no matter how long you've been driving, you make the wrong split-second decision, even going with your instinct or against your instinct. That could be the difference between life or death.
Yeah.
And in my car accident, luckily I didn't have a passenger in the car, and I don't know how I would have lived if somebody perished at my hand, and I got to give it to this guy for pulling through there. And I want to send him, send him my love. Even though I don't really know him, I could empathize with him or sympathize with him or whatever. But
yeah,
we just wanted to take a little while to get the true story out there for you guys. Yeah. I hate to bring this back to personal experience, but I mean, that's what we got to do with an experience like this, is take it back and relate it to our personal experiences, and hopefully learn from them.
Yeah. The other day we were all just sitting upstairs talking about it, and just basically mourning. Just everybody talking about, you know, how everybody after somebody passes away, no matter who you are, if you knew them, you talk about any kind of memory that you had about them and everything. And then my friend Carlos goes, you know Carlos, right?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, you know, isn't it crazy how you know we saw him that day? I mean, or like you saw him that day, and Nick saw him, and if you guys would have just stopped and maybe could have had like a 10-minute, 15-minute conversation, like anything that would have delayed what they were doing, it could have just maybe not even happened, which is like a weird thing to think about. And it kind of sounds like you're putting it on yourself, but I mean, anything could have happened that could have just delayed it for like another 5 minutes, maybe even 5 seconds, where none of this would have happened. But
that's part of the grieving process. We all, no matter who it is, no matter how close we are to the person, we'll always find a way to try to put it on ourselves. It's one of the steps.
Yeah.
And you know, that's. But I've learned to celebrate the death of people. I mean, one of my friends, Ellen, died in a really bad car accident. And I don't really cry, you know, but I went in there to her wake and I just saw all the pictures of her. You know, we were pretty close. I mean, we've been through a lot of stuff, and the way she died just wasn't right. You know, one of those people that die way before their time. I don't know. It was just I lost it, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe we could, I don't know, if your friends come over, you know, and discuss this guy, because I want to learn a little bit more about his life instead of, you know, just talking about his death.
Yeah.
Friend Peter and Benjamin Claudio. Benjamin survived. Peter passed away. Why was one taken to a trauma center and the other one was just taken to a regular hospital? I don't understand that.
Because they said that the way the news said it, they said that he was taken to Southside Hospital or something for his injuries, but he was dead already. I know somebody whose aunt and uncle were there when it happened, and uncle went over and checked the pulse, and he was already dead. And Benjamin, they had to airlift him to Stony Brook, which is, you know, I mean, I saw the helicopter and everything, and I didn't even like put it together until I saw the picture of the helicopter going to the site on the news, and I was like, wow, I was like right there.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should probably wrap this up before we go over the 10-minute time limit again. You know, again, we're remembering Peter Claudio, as he passed away, survived by his brother Benjamin in a tragic car accident that has been misrepresented by the media and sensationalized. And let me press see if we can go out with a good song. What kind of music did he like? Think he'd like some Godsmack?
I don't know. Need some good remembering music.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Crack a Bottle, let's say. No. There's not really any good remembering music.
Well, something Peter would listen to. Maybe something they would. I don't even know.
What kind of music do they listen to?
You know what was cool?
What?
Are we still on the thing?
Yeah, we have a minute and a half. Well, a minute left.
At the wake, they said nobody wear black, nobody wear dress clothes. Just wear what you would normally wear. Because that's how he would want to, like, you know? He wouldn't want everybody crying. I know that. Everybody knows that about Peter. He wouldn't want everybody crying about him and you know, all mourning and dressed in black. And although some of us were, like, that's pretty cool that you could do that. It's, you know,
just celebrate his life.
You know, for his life instead of his death.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Not a lot of people would do that. Yeah.
I like that. We have about 30 more seconds. So you want to wrap this up?
I think we're just about done. Okay. Just rest in peace to Peter Claudio. Everybody who knew him, you know, just pray for his family and his brother. And Ben's pulling through. He's doing all right. So hopefully, all we can do is hope for the best.
All right. Random Radio, serving the public interest more than News 12, because we don't bash people who pass away. And, well, you guys know at this point. Random Radio, Joe G, Vinny G, thank you very much.
No problem.
Hopefully we'll see you later.
Of course.